Hey, all you awesome peeps, how's it going? Making another video today on some War Thunder tips and advice. Gonna discuss battle rating. A lot of new players, I don't know if they understand it very well. Gaijin, the game itself, doesn't really explain it all too much. Kind of a mystery. I know it was for me for like my first, man, I can't even tell you how long. It was a good month or so. I thought I understood it, and I mean I know you can just Google it, but even some of the Google stuff didn't make a lot of sense to me. I just I didn't really get it. I didn't really get it. I didn't really realize you want to keep PR pretty much the same at all possible if you can. So battle rating is the game's system, the game's way, determining the power of a tank, strength of a tank. Higher BR, technically the tank is. Lower BR, technically the weaker it is. Or you could say World War One-ish to Vietnam, modern day. Kind of goes up the timeline of history. So a lot of people, I see this more often than not. People will work down one line. So say we're USA. We're playing USA. I got my M2. I had these reserve tanks. I unlocked the M3 Lee, and I was like, well, fuck. Well, I was gonna go play the M3 Lee. So I go down and play the M3 Lee. I'm like, I'll bring my M2 and I'll bring my M13. That's a horrible idea. Now, I have my M3 Lee, which is a 2.7. Your battle rating for your lineup of tanks is based on the highest battle rating vehicle you have. So because I brought my M3 Lee 7, it doesn't care that these are. I could bring reserve tank. I could bring anything below 2.7. It's not going to change anything. As long as one vehicle, tank, plane. A lot of people make the mistake with planes. They'll bring a high BR plane and lower ground vehicles, and that'll really mess you up. But the main issue that's bad is because most people that are 2.7, they're going to build their lineup around 2.7. So now you're going to be going against 2.7 tanks in a 1. If your 2.7 tank dies, which will, top of that, go +1 or -1 BR, called top tier, low tier. Basically, I have a chance of encountering up to 3.7 for enemy vehicles and teammates as well, which means that makes your 1.3 even a worse choice. Now you're going to see 3.7s, and you know what? You might pin them. You might kill them. It's possible. They're going to go through you like a hot stick on butter. I promise. That is one of the worst outcomes, is if you go 2.7, you're actually bottom tier in the match in 3. So by keeping your BR at 2.7 or within a 0.3 difference, that's kind of what I recommend. 0.3, so go down to, I guess, 2. Have to go, or 3.0. You're gonna play better. You're gonna do better. You're gonna have better games because you're gonna have tanks that are more capable. And like I said, a lot of new players, they just run down a line. So now here I am at my M4A2. I'm going to bring my M4, my M4A1. Here's my 3 tanks. Yeah, I got 3 tanks, and I think that's good because I'm just going down a line because I like these tanks. I might not be interested in these stupid SPAA because why would I want to use those? Those are dumb. Or I just don't like tank destroyers. I don't like these, and that's okay. Just realize that you're hurting yourself in a way. You're making the game a little bit harder unnecessarily, but I mean, if you don't care and you're just like, man, I just want to have fun, like, I got 1 tank, that's good enough. Play the game how you want to play. Just realize you might get stressed and it might make you a little more angry because you're going to find out that you died in your 4.0 tank and now you only got a 3.7 or a 3.0 to fall back to. This is knowledge that pertains to arcade and realistic. Definitely in arcade, because you get 3 spawns in arcade no matter what. Realistic, you get 2. You can get more based on performance. You can get up to 5, even 6, based on how well you do in a battle. Yeah, just a little minor thing there. Nothing. I mean, at the end of the day, you play the game how you want to play. But if you want to improve, you want to do better, you want to get more research, get more lines per battle, definitely consider making a good lineup. Goes into the next thing. How do you make a good lineup? How do you get a lineup that's gonna perform well at the BR it's at? It gets you some kills, get you some caps, maybe some assists, just get you some good lines and research. Pretty easy. It requires a little bit more grind because you gotta go through. You gotta get all of rank 1. Get all of rank 2. Get everything. Unlock, research everything. Because it's all useful. As much as you might not like it. I mean, I hate light tanks. I don't like SPA that much either. But you're going to learn when those planes are harassing you, you're going to wish you had anti-air. You're going to wish you could at least take it down if the enemy harassing you. And if teammates don't got it and you don't got it, how you guys going to deal with planes? Yeah, you got machine guns on your tanks. Yeah, you know, you get lucky shots. That's totally cool and all, but like at the end of the day, you don't take out planes, they're going to make your life miserable. They're a pain. So best way to make a lineup is just work your way down and try to stay within 0.3 of it. Here's a good example. 5.3 USA. We have, you know, M4 AE2, M4 A2, and we have, that's it. So you have 2 tanks that are 5.3. Which, two is the minimum. 2 is the minimum, I would say, to make a lineup. If you just have 1 tank and you're going in with 1 tank, do what you want to do, but you're 1 life and you're out, you know. So 2 tanks, and then you're probably going to want to have an SPAA. SPAA is always going to be some random, whatever the highest one you have. You have this, and the M19, and, you know, want to have like a tank destroyer. Tank destroyer is kind of the exception, because they have really good guns. Like the M10, it's a glass. It's made out of glass. Anything's gonna pin it. This gun's good enough to where you can take out tanks. Even though it's 3.7, you can take out 5 or 6 BR tanks. So including it just as like a last ditch effort for a 3rd tank isn't a bad choice. It's alright. So you'd have 4 vehicles. You have the 4.7 and the 3. Alright, cool. You got 4 tanks. Get a plane. I know if you don't have planes, then I guess I'm very bad about that. I don't play planes nearly as much as I should. I don't have a lot of planes. I have a lot of premiums in place, and they work as placeholder, and they are okay. I have a 3.7 plane. That's probably not ideal, but it's a plane. You can drop bombs. Kinda works. Yeah. So, no, if you don't got a plane, oh well, don't worry about it. But having planes will definitely help you. And then that's a solid lineup. You got 4 chances. If you play well, you got 4 spawns. If you play well, if you play very well, you may have more. You could bring 5, 6 tanks. You got to buy the crews and train up the crews, but do that. And a lot of people just don't. I don't know if they just want to play their 1 tank or what, but like, the more tanks you have, the more chances you have to make money. Because if you get screwed over by RNG. But he gets a 1-shot on you, you had bad position. Oh, you were reckless. It's not one and done, back to the garage, time to start another match. It's, okay, I got another tank, I'm gonna go try to get that guy. I know where he killed me. Go get him. Get the refrag, and I'm gonna keep going and make more money. A lot of players only play 1 or 2 tanks, and they don't make much because they only got 1 kill, maybe 2. They died on both their tanks, gotta pay repair costs. And yes, that is an argument. The more tanks you have and the more you die, the more repairs you incur. But at the end of the day, as long as you're getting like 1 kill to 1 death, or even an assist, you're probably going to eat that repair cost most of the time. Much of an issue. That's what makes a good lineup, though. Trying to keep it as close to 1 as you can. A lot of people say, well, if I play a 6.0 and a 5.3, you know, 6 could be top tier, and then my 5.3 is fine because it would go down to 5. That is true. That is very true. You're okay in that situation. Not guaranteed that's going to happen. You could be 6.0 top tier and have your 5.3 be fine because the lowest BR is 5, so you're kind of in the middle there. Or you could play 6.0 and get up tier to 7. Now you're 5.3, really outclassed. So you run that risk. And it's the same thing when you squad with other people. Want to make sure you're all about the same BR, because if one guy brings in, even if you're 6.3 and some guy brings in a 6.7, not that bad, but he could bring you up to 7.7 instead of 7.3, and you're like, oh crap, fighting tanks that have rockets and stuff I would never see. I would never see that stuff in my 6.0 or my 6.3 tank if I didn't have a friend that was 6.7, you know. As an M4 A3 E2, a Sherman Jumbo, never gonna see anything above a 7 if that is your top tank. And if you do see stuff above 7, somebody in your crew or in your squad is above the BR range, and that's why you're seeing it. Thus, it's probably gonna hurt you very bad and make your life. The other thing is, when you build a BR, Just look for tanks you like too, though. Like sometimes what I'll do is a lot of players, what they'll do, say I don't like the T25. I just think it's crap. I don't like it. I'm not having a good time with it. And I still got my six lineup, and I got a 5.7. This is a great lineup. Look at that. 5.7, 5.7, 6.0, 5.7, 6.0. This is solid. This is solid. This is fantastic. You couldn't go wrong here. And I have this unlocked. I have this unlocked. Add that in. But say I just don't, I'm not good at this tank or this tank, and I don't like it. Keep playing these. Unlock the rest of the tanks, and past it. Just skip it. You still have to buy it. Get to the next one. You don't have to play it. Every tank can research one rank above it. Look at rank 3 tanks like the. At the bottom there it says max vehicle research efficiency to 4 on the card. That means this thing can research 4. You could theoretically use tier 4 tanks or tier 3. You could just use tier 3 and unlock all of tier 4 and not use any of these. And then it would take a little bit longer because you don't get as much research. You could use rank 3, skip all of rank 4, and use all of rank 3 to unlock all of rank 4, and then just jump into rank 5. So that is an option. People, I don't know if people just don't realize that, or they just want to play the newer tanks, but if there's tanks you don't like, as long as they're within a rank of your current rank of your tank, you can bypass them. I mean, yeah, you got to play your other tanks longer, but it's totally doable. That's just something else to consider. Always be aware of the research reward and the lion reward on the card. 344 research, 240 lions. 1 research, 210% lions. That affects your earnings. The higher that is, the more lions and research you get after every battle. So that's just something. Well, obviously, the higher you go in the BR, that gets. You're at rank 1, you only get 30% lions and 250 research. You go to 3.7. 150% lines, 280%. Another thing to consider. And one thing that something that I'm not a big fan of, and I mean, I understand why sometimes people do it, and not wrong, but really bringing one tank to a game, great, you know, it's cool. A lot of people, what they do is they do this. They get their 9.0 premium tank that they bought. I mean, I have it too. You get a premium tank, 9.0. The only tank I have. I bring it in because I'm like, oh, it's a premium. It's 9.0. It's got 693 research, 420 lions. A premium's a little bit different argument. You could argue like, well, hey, man, like I'm trying to farm lions and research. And, you know, that works. That works. 9.0 is a little rough because a lot of people do that. They have one and done. They have one life. But if you're playing like France, for example, and you only have the AMX M4 at 6.7, and that's the only take you bring in, die? You could try your hardest, and that's great. I hope you would try and want to win and do good. Then you're out. You're out. You could be out in the first minute. Now your team's down a man. No reinforcements from no extra help. Now your team has a harder battle to win. You wouldn't think one less tank makes a difference, but it does. And when you get a squad that does that, it just even gets worse. So, I mean, yeah, you're not hurting yourself. You're hurting your team. At the end of the day, it's a team game. And, you know, trying to work with your team is the best way to, even if you, and you know what, this is where the BR rating breaks. If you only have 6.7, bring your 5.3. It's a tank. At the end of the day, it can still possibly kill stuff at that BR, and at least, you know, at least bring 2 tanks. Very minimum. You know, that way you at least got 1 extra life, because, you know, we all have that bad luck where you get one-shotted across the map right in spawn, or a plane comes in and bombs you, or, you know, you get caught off guard, and you're so frustrated, you only had 1 life and you're dead already, and the game's only been going on for a minute or 2. Having that extra life, that extra tank, is very, very helpful. Make you feel like, okay, I still got a chance. And a lot of times, you might come back. You could spawn in that next tank, and you could go off. That's totally possible. That definitely happens. But yeah, 2 tanks, just be considerate of your team, if you can. I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to play how you want to play, and if you only want to play with 1 tank, nobody can tell you can't. That's your choice. Right? And it's fine to make that. I would just say consider your team. Try to help your team out. If you help your team, they're going to help you. You're going to win more. A lot of people complain about going on defeat streak. At the end of the day, sometimes you got to ask yourself, am I really helping my team? Or am I being more of a selfish person just trying to get kills? Am I not getting objective? That's a topic for another video. But as far as BRs go, try to stay around it within 0.3 if you can. 0.6, you're pushing it. A whole BR, a level 1, you're really pushing it. You're gonna get up tiered eventually, and I mean, up tiers happen 50% of the time. So I mean, you're flipping a coin, heads or tails. Are you gonna be top tier or bottom tier? That's just how it's gonna go, and that's just the way the game is. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions about tiers and battle ratings, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Hopefully this video helped a little bit. Video qualifies for realistic and arcade. It's, you know, how it works for both of them. So if you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and a comment. Let me know what else you want to see. It's a complicated game, War Thunder is. There's a lot of things. I mean, I am by no means an expert either. I still learn stuff every day. Got 500 hours under my belt, and I still feel like I'm a noob. So hopefully this helped out some brand new, fresh players that just got the game or just started or answered questions people had. I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. By the way, I do live stream on Twitch. I stream War Thunder 5 days a week. I start at 10 a.m. Central U.S. time. Hop on in and check out the stream. More than welcome. I gladly chat with you, help you out. We could even squad up, depending on the BR I'm playing. I do love to play with the chat. I definitely do. I love squadding up and hanging out and having a good time. We do custom games sometimes as well. So, you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, guys.